Welcome back to Let's Play Wing Commander 3. We have a little bit of a change in plans in what we're going to do. We have the possibility of building this new super weapon, the Templar Bomb. But we need to go and break a engineer or scientist or something out of a Kilrathi prison camp. And we've cleared the way for this to happen, but we're back on the ship right now before the next mission.
The grapevine's really been humming. Everyone knows we're getting Dr. Severin, or Dr. Death, as he's known to some of his old friends.
You know him?
Yeah. We go back, Sevi and I. Now, you asked me, the Kilrathi did the right thing locking him up.
Why do I get the feeling this has to do with your classified past?
Look, you know I haven't always been a pilot. You ever hear about Pac 7?
Yeah. A lot of people got killed, an accident of some sort.
Millions got killed. And it was no accident. Just one of old Doc Sevi's demolitions tests. I was working for him back then. I'm certain he knew exactly what was going to happen, but he saw no reason to warn the civilians. Afterwards, Confed tried to cover it up. But who really cared anyway? The Paxtons were just the backwoods people who had nothing to offer the war effort. That's when I quit demolitions. In the cockpit, I can see the enemy. They line right up in my gun sights, and I can... The pilots I shoot down sure ain't civilians. But if there's a hell to go to, I know they've got a special place reserved for me. And Sevi.
He shouldn't blame himself. Maybe there's a little redemption possible. If we get this guy, and he helps us win the war.
Talk about ironies.
Flight deck, emergency. We have trouble on the flight deck.
Of course we have emergency trouble on the flight deck. When do we not have emergency trouble on the flight deck? Actually, not that often. It's probably the first time.
We have trouble on the flight deck.
Colonel,
Hobbs.
he was trying to send this.
Over the last decade, work has proceeded on a tectonic frequency weapon, the Templar Bomb. The theory goes that if we can fire this thing with absolute precision, its detonation will achieve the proper resonant frequency.
All this time, he's had us bugged.
We have to get it to the infirmary.
No, get Hobbs. You still have time.
That's a negative, Colonel. We're almost Alcor 5. Any pursuit now would jeopardize the entire operation.
Revenge. Listen to reason.
Now, since I started playing this game, I was thinking about this one decision, because what you do here actually has a pretty significant effect on what happens in the rest of the game, unlike a majority of the different dialogue choices you get, which really have no effect other than the response you see in the video that you're watching. But here I actually do have to make a decision on whether I'm going to pursue Hobbs and shoot him down for leaking the information about, or trying to leak the information about the Templar Bomb, as well as leaking the information that got the Behemoth destroyed. So I have to make the decision now. Now, I usually prefer to go after Hobbs.
Revenge.
But I think I'm actually going to go and do the second option, which we do not chase Hobbs down.
Reason.
So I'm going to do that now.
It was Hobbs. It was Hobbs.
Now, had I gone and made that dialogue option to go after Hobbs, the player would have jumped in a fighter and gone after Hobbs. The two would have had some quick dialogue as they engaged each other in combat, and I would have shot down and killed Hobbs. Unfortunately, by the time I returned, the victory would have been under attack, and as a result, Vegetto would have died. So I would have been down 3 pilots, Hobbs, Cobra, and Forgetto. So I need to go, in this case, I'm only losing 2 pilots. Not that it really makes that big of a difference, gameplay-wise, because most of the... It'll be fine anyway. But the reason why I chose it like this is because I think, even though the events that occur if you chase Hobbs down are a little more exciting for right now, I kind of like the idea of Hobbs still being alive at this point of the game. I also would have ended the episode at that after I came back from the victory. In this case, I'm going to be wandering around the ship some more and doing the next mission.
Stock markets across the Confederation took a nosedive, with reports that an incursion deep into Kilrathi territory resulted in heavy losses, including classified offensive weaponry that had been years in development. Unconfirmed reports had suggested development of a new secret weapon that could end the war. But other sources are now extremely pessimistic about concluding this seemingly endless conflict.
Yeah, that's not news then.
Usually have to write to family when something like this happens. Cobra's case, we were the only family she had.
I didn't treat her very well. Her family. What happened with Hobbs camp?
When you have an answer to that, you let me know, Colonel. In any event, we have to move quickly now. There's no telling how much the Kilrathi already know.
It is reasonable to believe that...
We are here to bid farewell
Hold
to
on.
Lieutenant Laurel Buckley. I didn't know Cobra well. Doubt that any of us did. But I do know that she was haunted by aspects of this war that were darker than anything most of us can imagine. She is finally free of that pain.
I was saying before, it's not really completely unreasonable to assume that Hobbs had gone and... I mean, he failed to go and alert the Kilrathi about the Templar bomb information, because Cobra stopped him before he could send the information out. But remember that he did escape, so as soon as he's picked up by a Kilrathi carrier, he is going to tell them everything that he knows. So they're going to end up finding out about the Templar bomb anyway. So the secret's out of the cat's out of the bag, so to speak, on that one. So really the only way that we could have stopped them from finding out would have been to shoot Hobbs down. But it's not really going to make a difference in terms of how the story is going to progress. Mission time.
Well, this is it, Colonel. Time to extract us a scientist.
Your responsibility will be to provide air cover for the Marines. They send down to the planet and the planet to get doctors to run out.
I don't hear this all the time, just because I used to hear it all the time, too. This may be the most important mission that you'll ever fly. I wish I had the reflexes I had 10 years ago, laddie. I'd be flying in your wing. It's gonna take all the self-control I have not to strap myself back into the cockpit. Because if we fail here, God help humanity.
Okay, mission time. Okay, notice something different about what we're doing now. we're not flying the normal kind of fighters that we were fighting before. We are actually using the Excalibur fighters. Remember, it's been a while, but Flash came aboard flying a prototype of the Excalibur fighter, and now they've finally been deployed in numbers to the Victory, and we have a chance to fly them as part of our regular missions. Okay, we have no wings, so we're not going to be ordering anybody around to do the break and attack. Oh wow, auto aiming. Look at that, that's pretty sweet. Wonder why that's happening. I don't remember that ever being the case. Now, as with before, the Excalibur is a pretty fantastic fighter. The thing can deal ungodly amounts of damage to both fighters and capital ships. I mean, look at that. Blasted that thing in half. But, of course, had I been playing on a more difficult mode, it would have been more difficult. But how about that whole Hobbs thing? He betrayed us. Now, it seems a little bit unlikely. In fact, when I was playing through this game the first time, I actually did trust Hobbs more than most of the other characters, because when you think about it, Hobbs was a traitor on the side of Confed, as opposed to what? He was a traitor. He had joined Confed willingly, and he had done that quite a number of years before the start of Wing Commander 3. So it seems like, why would he have been the traitor? I mean, was he under deep cover for all of these years, or did he suddenly have a change of heart? Which seems a little unlikely. I mean, what's the deal with that? Wow, these guns that the ship has are crazy powerful. So wreck that Corvette like it's nothing. Come on, you some bitches. I wonder at what point the Excalibur fighters actually got brought aboard the Victory. In the event that you go and you eject during a mission, and it's one of the ones that it's possible for you to fail on, you'll be brought back in a shuttle. You'll be picked up by a shuttle and brought back to the Victory, and Captain Eisen will... Oh, never mind. Oh, damn.
Long time no see, Doc. Take it easy, boys. I've done what I came to do.
Just gonna leave that Hellcat there? Anyway, Eisen will go and tell you that the Victory is the last.
Mission objectives accomplished.
Is the last carrier in the fleet which is scheduled to get new fighters. So, I mean, really, how long has Blair been on the Victory? Must have been a long-ass time. It's hard to tell. It's hard to keep track of how much time has passed in most video games. This one is no exception. But it must have been quite a while, because in real life you would expect a fighter that's going through the prototype phases, in between that point and the point in which it's fully deployed, manufactured in mass, and sent to the battlefield, can take years. I mean, maybe in the future it's a little bit quicker, but it must have been here for a while.
Need clearance, TCS Victory.
Oh, we got him, sir. But you never guess who landed himself in the brig. You're cleared. Oh, channel tag me.
Welcome, laddie. Now you've done us all. Wish I could stick around and celebrate when you land, but now that we've got 7 and I've got a lot of work to do. You'll hear from me again.
Okay. It's time to land. Oh, look at that. It's the end of Disc 3, and we're going to be moving on to Disc 4. Okay, I'm going to be doing that in the next episode, though. So thanks for watching. Come back for the next episode, where we will try to build our new super weapon and end the war.